Good evening, and welcome to our Day of Giving live show. I'm Gabriel Blanco.
And I'm Elena Brutus.
And we are so happy to be your host today. We had such an amazing day here at Kellenberg. We were able to rep our Kellenberg merch throughout the school day.
Yes, and the lines at the bookstore were wrapped around the lawn school hallway.
Amazing. We also were able to take a bunch of pictures during our lunch periods with our lunch tables.
And we got to take some pictures with our Firebird.
Yeah. And the raffles today were amazing. Thank you guys so much for your support.
And if you missed the announcement of the winners, be sure to check kellenberg.org/dayofgiving to find those out.
We're so excited to be live here from the Kellenberg Auditorium. We have such an amazing show for you guys, and we have some amazing guests as well.
Thank you to all of our donors. And if there's still time to donate, so check out kellenberg.org/dayofgiving.
And be sure to stick around when we reveal our grand total at the end. So be sure to stay tuned.
All right, so why don't we introduce a little bit about ourselves, Gabe?
Sure. So I've been here since 6th grade, so since the Latin school, and me and Elena have actually been in the same homeroom, so we go way back.
Oh, yes, we do.
Yeah, with many amazing fun experiences such as like retreats, modalities.
Oh my gosh, the retreats at Stella Maris, Emmanuel, and Founders Hollow, right?
Yeah, so much
fun.
So I'm pretty much here all the time in a bunch of different clubs like Sodality, Cross, GSO, of course, communications in the afternoon announcements and morning announcements, and of course in the drama club helping out with the spring production and the fall production. And be sure to come on down and see our spring show. You can't take it with you on March 5th and 4th.
You just never leave the school, do you? All right, a little bit about myself. Well, I do a few clubs around here. I do Anime Club, Latin Club, and Art Guild. And in the past, I've done Jubilee Choir, Early Bird Newspaper, and Gregorian Consortium. So that's a little bit about me.
That's great, Elena. So as we said earlier, we are blessed to have some amazing guests with us today. And just for a rundown, we have our principal, Brother Kenneth Hoagland, and Anthony Cantelmo, a graduate of the class 1997, Kellenberg parent and president of the Alumni Board.
And later on, we'll be joined by Talitha Vickers via Google Meet, class of 1998, NYC affiliate, anchor, and an author. So we'll hear from her later.
Yeah, so thanks for being here today. So Brother Kenneth, what's new here at Kellenberg?
What's new? Well, we have a number of things that are new. I think everyone knows that the whole Mariners family has been praying for Father Tom. So I think the first thing is give everyone an update. I saw Father Tom today. He's doing great. The prayers have worked. Thank you to the whole Mariners family for being so kind in your prayers. We have, he's just building up his strength and hoping to come home very soon. So thank you everyone for the prayers, and keep the prayers going, especially thank God, thank Mary, thank Blessed William Joseph Chaminade for his intervention on Father Tom's good health. So thank you for that. We're in the midst of COVID, and I must say our school has done tremendous work in adapting and changing. It's one of the characteristics of Mariners education, adaptation and change. And from day one, back in March of 2020, we were able to pivot thanks to our tremendous IT staff. Mr. Campbell, graduate class of 91, really has led that, got us through, and continues to get us through. An amazing faculty of being so dedicated to get us through this, and amazing students to be able to be so cooperative. So we're grateful for that. And what are we doing these days? Well, last January, we opened up on the James and Diane Rowan STEM Center. It's the renovation of the science labs, and it was an amazing day last January, and we continue to conduct science classes, science labs once a week. We have extra science faculty that get the students into the science labs, and it's been a tremendous boost in the science experience for our students. We're adding electives in science to enhance the science program with geology, astronomy, environmental science, sports medicine, health sciences, and we have an engineering course. We partner with Hofstra. So courses are being expanded. We added something new this year, a writing lab for all freshmen to get them into a position where they can write well for their classes, for all their classes, and that's been really going very well. It's in a way to address the needs of the students, particularly in these COVID times, in terms of what has been lost in the last year or two. We've also are using our new athletic complex on the corner of Hempstead Turnpike and Glen Curtis Boulevard. The senior parking has been a great hit for our students. They no longer have to park in the neighborhood. And we are making plans for a new arts and athletics center that will break ground in the spring of 2023, and a new entranceway which will break ground in this spring. And I think one of the greatest features has been the opportunity for our students to go on retreat so that they can, we have a new property, Stella Maris. It's 30 minutes away from Kellenberg for day retreats. Homerooms are going out there, activities are going out there. So it's really been a tremendous help to our retreat program, which I think is one of Kellenberg's signature pieces. So that's some of what's going new.
That's
a lot going on.
Yeah.
Anthony, do you have anything you want to say about your experience from Kellenberg as an alumni?
Yeah, so Brother Ken, thank you for having me here. Look, as president of the Alumni Board, I'm obviously honored and humbled and privileged to lead that great group of alumni. You know, from an alumni perspective, we've had the Alumni Helping Hands out in Stella Maris. We had a great turnout for that, where we cleaned up a lot of the work that needed to get done out at Stella Maris. We're currently working on other initiatives for the alumni. We had some retreats that didn't take place because of COVID last year. We had them in person, so we had double the amount of retreats in the last 6 months, or so here in person at Kellenberg, which was great turnouts for all of that. And all the alumni board members each played a part in helping out with that, so they're very involved in the initiatives as well. Look, Kellenberg meant so much to me from the day I started here. I know she's not going to want me to say this, but I met my wife here, and I met friends for life here. And it meant so much to me and my wife at Kellenberg, and the impact that it had on our lives, that now we have a daughter who's a sophomore here, and I'm going to have my younger daughter is going to be a freshman next year as well. So Kellenberg has meant so much to me from the day I graduated, and 25 years later, I'm still involved with Kellenberg. We're very blessed to have this day of giving. It's important to me in that we make sure that we do what we can to ensure that Kellenberg is around for future generations, which is why we do what we do.
That's amazing. And any memories that are prominent from your Kellenberg days?
I wish bowling back then was as popular as it is today. Bowling was something I was always good at, and that was the sport that I played, and I was very proud of it. And I think our senior year, we won the championship, which was something that, as a freshman, we could never, we just didn't have the talent to do that. So we've come a long way in the 4 years that I was here. And it was just a great experience. I met a lot of friends who were on the teams in different years from my freshman to senior year, who I actually still talk to today.
That's amazing.
That's really cool. Yeah, bowling's so much fun. How is giving back and supporting the school so helpful to you?
So helpful to me? Yeah, like I said, we want to make sure that the school is here for future generations. So there's different ways to give back. One is through monetary donations, right? We have the Shepherd Fund, and then we have the capital appeal now, for the enhancements for the buildings and whatnot, which I understand includes maybe a bowling alley. So I'm hoping to get one of the first throws down there. But not only monetarily, and look, I just want to say, no contribution to Kellenberg is too small, right? $1 would work, because if you get 100 people giving $1, you have $100, and that's something. So no contribution is ever too small, but you don't have to give back monetarily. You could just be involved in different events, just being an attendee as an alumni at the different events. It might spark some interest for you to help, be part of the alumni network, to volunteer and, help out at different events that the alumni partakes in.
All right, thank you so much.
Yeah,
for
my
that.
pleasure. Thank you.
And now we have Talitha Vickers joining us in Google Meet. So let's wait for her to get on.
Hello, Talitha. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can. How are you guys?
We're good. How are
Talitha.
you? Thank you
Doing
so much for
good.
joining us today.
Yes, I'm excited to be a part of this. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you
Of course.
for being
So,
here.
we just wanted to talk to you about your experiences here at Kellenberg. What were your favorite teachers, your favorite subjects, and how has that brought you to who you are today and what you're doing now?
Okay, I'm ready for it. Well, thank you again for having me. I'm so excited to hear about all of the things that have happened at Kellenberg since I've graduated. I attended Kellenberg and graduated in 1998, so I'm an old lady here. But I will say this, Kellenberg presented so many wonderful opportunities for me. I live in North Carolina now. I'm one of the main anchors at the NBC affiliate, and I am proud to say that I got my start at Kellenberg. So I'm excited to be a part of this broadcast here. I was part of the morning announcements, and that really gave me an opportunity to learn and fall flat on my face multiple times with live broadcasts. And it gave me an opportunity to learn and grow and develop. And I heard, Brother Kenneth talking about the writing labs and the writing opportunities. I think that, our class helped to plant some of those seeds, at least in me, because I loved writing. And Mr. Hughes and, Mr. Huggard and Mrs. Hughes, Miss Hughes at the time, she helped to really stretch my imagination with English. And Mr. Huggard, to this day, there was a writing exercise that I'll never forget. He handed out a piece of paper and said, "Okay, everyone, here's your quiz. Take the quiz." And everyone started filling out the quiz. And the last question on the quiz said, "Do not fill this out until you've read all the instructions." And we all failed. And that really taught us that, read through all of the instructions first and learn what you're about to sign up for, follow your instructions all the way through from, the first instruction all the way to the 10th instruction. And I take that with me every day, because had I just followed the instructions from Mr. Huggard's English class, I would have aced the test. But we all failed. I think maybe one person might have passed, but there's certain seeds of fundamental things that, Kellenberg has instilled in me that I still do to this day. Even, I don't know if the rule is still a quarter size for earrings, but I still take that with me just in my professional career. I have been on boards, and people have talked to me about how eloquently I write and my professional attire. And I do, even though we wear uniforms at Kellenberg, it is everything that I've learned from Kellenberg has really served a purpose to present day.
That's amazing, Talitha. Thank you so much. And why don't you talk about your new book, because I know you're an amazing author. So would you like to talk about a little about your new book?
Sure. Thank you so much for even bringing that up. My book is called Why My Hero Had to Go. It's based about my brother who served in the Army and my nephew who really couldn't understand where his father was going at 2 and 4 and 5 years old. So I wanted to create something that would leave a lasting legacy for other children on the planet and across the globe to be able to say, okay, I have a better understanding of where my loved one is, whether they were a first responder or in the armed services, or just to help instill courage and love and kindness. And those are some of the fundamental things that I learned at Kellenberg. And I know so many people will talk about, what they gained from Kellenberg. And I'll tell you what I didn't gain from Kellenberg. I did not get a sense of, them putting me in a box. They gave me the freedom to be creative, to be an artist, to be a part of the track team, be a part of the booster club. They never put me in a particular box and said, you can only do this. And if you had an idea, they would find ways, creative ways, to help fund those ideas for clubs and more activities for students to be involved, to help you become a well-rounded person. And so I say all that to say, giving, no matter how small or large, really does make a difference, because you're planting seeds in the next generation. And that's one of the things I wanted to really do with my book, is to plant those seeds of courage, love, and kindness. And to this day, I've experienced that through the relationships that I've developed at Kellenberg and the programs that got me started in this industry.
Wow, that's amazing, Talitha. And was there any moment in time where in Kellenberg that the career just clicked for you? Like you figured, yes, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life?
You know, for me, no, because there were so many activities that I wanted to be involved in. So I really can't say that, you know, when I was part of the yearbook club, I knew that I had an eye for photojournalism, or when I was part of the announcements, I knew that I was going to be an anchor. I really didn't know. And I think, you know, that came later in life, but I know in my heart that between being on the track team and the cross country team and having that team building opportunity with Mr. Buckley and Mr. McInerney and all of the people that helped to shape the athletic program for a track and field, where we were champions, by the way, and I think I still hold some of my records, hopefully, fingers crossed. But those life lessons through track and field helped me to learn about this planet. It helped me to learn about team building. It helped me to learn about leadership. And I would say later on, maybe like when I got into college, you know, I still didn't know. I didn't have it all figured out, but I knew that I had done so many small steps along the way that helped to contribute to my decision to eventually become a news anchor, a journalist. I've been a photographer, an assignment editor, a producer, and an author too, and started an event planning company too as well. So all of those things, really, I really go back to that seed of, you know, one heart, one mind, one mission, in just making sure that the highest level of education comes to the forefront at Kellenberg, because there are lots of options out there. There truly are. But when you talk about the discipline, and when you talk about the educational experience, the world experience, the retreats, the opportunity to develop something new, and that's what I really loved at Kellenberg. There were certain things that we wanted to have a gospel choir, and that wasn't part of the choir when I first started, but eventually we ended up having a gospel choir, and we wanted a boosters club, a step team, and you know, we gathered enough people and we created a step team. So really, I love the opportunity that the world became our oyster within the walls of Kellenberg and beyond too.
That's really cool, Talitha. Thank you so much. And thank you for sharing all those amazing experiences. Now I wanted to ask you, Brother Kenneth, what were your favorite experiences at Kellenberg, and what really makes Kellenberg a family?
Well, I think Talitha sort of touched on the things that are very important to me, and I'm so proud of what she's accomplished, and that she could articulate those experiences that we hold very valuable. So, for example, she talked about relationships, and that's really what Kellenberg is all about. Relationships. As teachers, in relationship to the students, we teach by relationship. The friendships that Anthony talked about and Talitha talked about, those experiences and those meeting of friends and lifetime friends is really what high school experience is really all about. The preparation for really life, that sometimes high school isn't necessarily a preparation for your career as much as it is about how you're going to live your life moving forward. And I've seen that in so much activity with the alumni, as we've been seeing people involved with the Day of Giving today. Sometimes their notes. The response to Father Tom in terms of his health right now, how much Kellenberg has meant to our graduates, our current students, in terms of how they live out the rest of their lives. And that's what it's all about. And ultimately, it's really all about becoming disciples of Jesus Christ, the faith experience. And again, I'm so glad that Anthony and Talitha have talked about Stella Maris, our retreat houses, because that's where I think the faith experience is really very, very concrete. And it's something that I'm very, very proud of here at Kellenberg, about how all of our teachers are able to engage the students and how responsive the students are to the faith experience here at Kellenberg. And that's lifelong. Not only lifelong, it's for eternal life. So that's the mission that we're all about, and that's what I'm most proud of.
Thank you so much, Brother Kenneth. And Anthony, what does your family mean to you right now?
I'm sorry? What does my family mean to me?
Yes, and how it means to Kellenberg. Ugh, I'm sorry.
My family means everything to me. Kellenberg is at the forefront of my family, right? Like I said, I met my wife here freshman year. I could touch on the story a little bit, but I came to AAA, and I went home after the first day, and I told my mom, she said, "How was your first day at AAA?" And I said, "It was great. I met the woman I'm going to marry." And she said, "You're going there for an education." I said, "Well, not only am I going to get a great education, but I'm going to find love, too. So you're going to get your money's worth." And yeah, we started dating senior year of high school. We went to the prom together when there was still a prom. And yeah, we made it through college, and we've been married 18 years. And two beautiful daughters, Juliana and Jenna. And Juliana's a sophomore here, and Jenna's going to be a freshman. And look, we asked them, "Where do you want to go to high school?" And we said, "I'm going to take you to Kellenberg, but we're going to go to other open houses." And we went, and you know, Kellenberg did such a great job of, you know, keeping the school, you know, the way we always felt it was, home. And so, I mean, I'm very blessed that Juliana wanted to come to Kellenberg, and that Jenna is following in her sisters and her parents' footsteps and wanting to come to Kellenberg as well. And I know she's in good hands, and my wife knows she's in good hands, and, you know, but my family is, you know, is everything to me. I just want the best for them, and we'll do whatever we have to do to make sure that that happens.
That's very lovely. Thank you so much.
And now I just want to bring it back to Talitha and ask her a question. Do you have any advice for any students here at Kellenberg?
Okay, I would say get involved, because you know, you just never know what, you know, your path might lead to. So I tried out for the basketball team and quickly realized that wasn't for me when I was in practice and scoring for the other team. So that was not good. But because everyone in my family played basketball, most of my cousins played basketball, they're like, "All right, you got to try for the basketball team." And I love that Kellenberg didn't, again, put me in that box and say, "Okay, well, she's got a fit. She's from a family of basketball players." For me, it was track and field. And track and field gave me an opportunity to go to Monmouth University, where I met Mr. York, and I met my best friend. And I was able to use track and field as an opportunity to travel around the globe. And so I'm really proud of the fact that Kellenberg has so many great opportunities, whether it's, you know, at the time there was like the chess club and the photography club and the booster club. And I'm sure that has evolved since, you know, I've been there. But I would say get involved. And if there's something that you want and that you want to create, get a group of people, because that's part of what you do in life. You know, you form a committee and you facilitate change. And I love the fact that we were able to do that at Kellenberg. If there was ever something that we had a question about, and, you know, rules are in place to make sure that we're following in accordance with the things that, you know, the Word of God says, but also the things that there are some rules that, you know, you definitely have to follow. And I'm glad that, you know, at the time I might not have liked all the rules, but now I have a deeper appreciation for my uniform and, you know, making sure that my skirt was at a certain length. So I say, you know, while you might feel like, oh my goodness, why do we have to do this? Trust me when I say, in the long run, it does pave the way. In the long run, it does make a difference in whatever industry that you want to get into. And again, loving the fact that you can, if they don't have it, you can build it or create it. But it's because of people who are on this call and our community partnerships and all of the people who make a difference to donate that opportunity of imagination, that opportunity of creativity can happen. So without that funding, and then that support, whether that's volunteer or monetary donations, that really can't happen. And you just never know by tapping in to those funding dollars who you might be inspiring next in the future for future generation and planting those seeds of inspiration for our world and our planet.
I totally agree, Talitha. Thank you so much. And thank you, Anthony and Brother Kenneth, for being with us today. And I also like to give a huge thank you to the ETV studio and all the faculty who were able to make this entire show possible. And of course, to you viewers who are watching today, thank you so much.
And if you missed our live polling of the raffle winners, please check www.kellenberg.org/dayofgiving.
And now for the moment you guys have all been waiting for. Elena, would you like to give us our grand total?
Of course. Our grand total is $142,052.56. Thank you so much to our 591 donors. And it's not too late to donate, so again, visit kellenberg.org/dayofgiving.
Yeah, it's been an awesome day. Thank you so much to everyone who has made this possible. And thank you to our supporters as well. So signing off, I'm Gabriel Blanco.
And I'm Elena Burtis.
And have a wonderful Wednesday.